And honestly, just brace yourself.
Niggas say they outside. Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
What? Bro, what the fuck?
None of my ops get money like me. Hell no, they can't kinda hunt like me. Chill the fuck out, can't dress like me. Catch a bad hoe, you can't fall like me. Yeah, they say life a gamble. Shit, guess he can't roll the dice like me. Yeah, these niggas down by fame. Shit, I'm down by money. Yeah.
Bro, look at this thumbnail, fool.
I can't believe this actually has to be said, but we probably should not be sexualizing minors. But it has to be said because the material girl himself, Saucy Santana, is under a bit of fire after the resurfacing of a clip of him saying some questionable stuff popped up on the timeline. Or I should say that it resurfaced because he made a questionable TikTok promoting his song Quiet on the Creek. I honestly think this is a pretty clear cut and dry case, but I'll just update you on the T-Twin.
I ain't never really seen Saucy Santana. Like, I done heard bruh name and all that, fool, bruh in the face. Like, that's a whole man.
Like I said, it's pretty clear cut and dry, but just to catch you guys up, you need to take a look at this TikTok and let me know if you think there's anything wrong with it. Now, if it isn't clear to you guys, Saucy Santana has a bunch of young girls doing what I would call the young ho bop. And if you were on social media when all of the women were calling themselves young hoes, you would know that it's basically them just shaking their chest. And where a lot of people took issue with this is that the song Quiet on the Creek is very sexual in nature, and having children engage with this sexual song and even shaking their chest to this same song, it made a lot of people raise their eyebrows. And honestly, I do agree. And I had been putting off making this video because at first I was like, do I even want to talk about this? But then I realized that this situation kind of talks about something that's very prevalent in the black community. I'm not here to say that this doesn't go on in other communities, but I am going to speak on my community just because I'm black. But I'll get to that a little later. And when I do come back to this particular talking point later, I will be deciding whether or not I think that Saucy Santana is a predator or a bio, because I've been seeing tons of discourse calling him a predator, etc. But I think that those words carry a lot of meaning and heavy weight, so I don't want to just throw them out willy-nilly. And with this TikTok being posted for the world to see, another very questionable clip resurfaced, and I'm just gonna let you guys take a look, and honestly, just brace yourself.
Niggas say they outside. Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
What? Bro, what the fuck? Bro, what am I watching, fam? This shit blowing me. As I go back, bro, I already gotta listen to what he said.
Niggas wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties, everybody.
Oh, you could tell you could tell bruh slipped up when he said kids though. When he said kids, like, you could tell bruh slipped up, fool.
Wanna fuck me, kids wanna fuck me, aunties.
You hear him, like, he try to.
And I'm not
somebody in the back, I'm talking about,
this clip existed. I seen this before in the past when I was a child, and seeing this again now that I'm an adult, he looked crazy as hell. I'm not gonna lie. There is no defense for this, but I will say after he said kids wanna, you know, he low-key stammers and then says aunties wanna get at him. I think the whole stammering is proof that he realized that what he said was really crazy. But what I do want to comment on is how I seen some people using this as like proof that gay people are predators, etc. And I think using sweeping generalizations like that are just really harmful, especially when gay people exist in the black community. It's really stupid because it's the same logic white racists use against us. They see one crazy clip of a black person online and then they use that to validate their sweeping generalizations that they use against our community. So I'm saying it to say that Saucy Santana having weird clips does not mean that all gay people are predators or trans people are predators or queer people are predators. And if you want to be pro-black, you can't disparage the queer community because there's overlap between queer and blackness. And I just had to mention this because that side of the discourse is just anti-intellectual. Yes, it's a bad clip, but you're not gonna just generalize people based off of a single clip. You sound like them folks, for real. Now, before I get to Saucy Santana's explanation, I do want to get some things out the way because I'm 90% sure that in this explanation, he's gonna be talking about how this song isn't actually sexual and how it's actually just about fishing. But here's the thing, bro. Number one, this song is definitely sexual, and you can tell because, bro, just take a look at the lyrics. Here's verse 2, for example. He's talking about you gotta be real discreet and petite. He's talking about that nigga ain't cheap. He's talking about you gotta trick bigger than niggas with woo lady. She's a TikTok sex worker. And he's talking about this hypothetical man having a main.
What is it? She's a TikTok sex worker.
And he's talking about this hypothetical man having a main and him being the side. These are all things related to dating and sex. And specifically tricking, that's something that men do for prostitutes. That is prostitute lingo. But I will give Saucy Santana the benefit of the doubt in saying that this song did originate as something related to fishing because the origin is a TikTok he made where he was like showing off some fish he caught, and he was talking about how he used to be quiet on the creek when he was catching the fish.
See? Girl, that's good. Christian, if you chew real good, just eat the bones, just swallow it fast. You ain't gonna know.
No, if you swallow, you gotta eat a piece
You
of bread.
can eat a piece of bread. Everybody know that, Christian. Everybody know that. And I used to go fishing when I was a little girl. You gotta be real quiet on the creek.
So the song wasn't
When you was a little girl. When you was a little girl.
And I used to go fishing when I was a little girl. You gotta be real quiet on the creek.
So the song wasn't just originally about being a discreet and quiet side piece. It did have some origins in the fishing activity. Now I wanted to get this out the way because yes, I did skim through the interview, but for the most part, I am going to be reacting to this again with you guys. So now that that's out the way, let's take a look at Saucy Santana's response.
No, the other recent thing that went viral again was the kids thing. Like, the kids want to, and I would love for you to clear that up.
What
Now,
kids
mind
thing?
Okay, pull it out.
Get the receipts.
Cause that's what I said. People like to clip.
What kids thing?
It's a clip where I said niggas want to fuck me, kids want to fuck me, aunties want to fuck me, everybody. And so they clipped it, and
That nigga look like a clown. Like, look like, no, like, what? Like, bro. Like, I don't got no problem with, but like, look, bro, you like a clown, fam. Like, what? Bro.
I think right now too, I don't want to throw shade on nobody else's situation, but somebody else is in the headline for you know that little engaged, and I'm like, that just has never been my character. But at the same time, you can't. I ain't finna beat y'all hoes in the head about something that y'all want to make y'all mind up to believe. And also, I think people forget that even though I live stream, I'm a celebrity, so I answer these questions on lip service.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't gotta prop up my phone and answer no shit for y'all because y'all feel like you ain't gonna address it. Yeah, when it's time.
Okay, so Saucy Santana can say that's never been his character, and he can also say, I'll answer it when it's time. But when you're sitting on a live stream and you're saying that kids
I
wanna
hate this
fuck
clip,
you,
bro.
what do you want niggas to really think? Because you start sounding like Jeffrey Epstein when you say stuff like that, bro. Like on some real stuff. That was a very weird live
so you
stream
sound
clip,
like
and
Epstein.
people want to know because people support you. People like your music. And I think sitting on a podcast and being aggressive when asked about it and talking about, I want to beat y'all hoes on y'all head or whatever he said, that's just corny, gang. Because the whole reason people have questions is because you said some questionable stuff on a live stream regarding kids, and then you're on TikTok doing a questionable dance with kids around you to your song that is very in nature. What they say, bro, if it barks like a dog, then it is a dog. You can't be moving like Epstein and then surprised that people are questioning if you're Epstein. I don't think it's unreasonable for people, especially your fans, to want to have an explanation for why you said that. But let's continue.
I don't want to focus on clips that people have. I want to focus on action.
Okay.
This is a video in real time. You heard the little boy, he said, damn, fat.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And now listen to what I said.
Oh.
No, go back to the beginning. I don't need y'all to miss this.
Okay, we got to hear it one more time. Let me be quiet on the creek.
Yeah, you're watching out.
You said watch your mouth. You too young. Right.
Some of the YNs outside, damn, get fat. What you say?
Yeah.
First of all, watch your mouth, and you too fucking young for that.
Now, basically, just
That don't save your ass, nigga. Fuck you talking about. That don't save your ass, nigga.
To make things a little clear, Saucy Santana is trying to say that he has a clip of him in real time rejecting a child who is making sexual comments to him, which, okay, nice, that's the bare minimum that you should do as an adult. And back to that talking point I teased earlier in the video, I will use this as kind of like an example for why I believe that way, but I don't think this properly addresses the whole kids clip, nor does it explain the TikTok for real, especially because even if you aren't intentionally being predatory to minors, there's still behaviors and actions that you can have or take that are still very unsavory in nature, regardless of that. And after this, Saucy Santana proceeds to talk about how he has nieces and nephews that he's helping raise and how he feels like this stuff is disgusting. And him, along with one of the ladies on the podcast panel, basically make the conclusion that this is kind of like a coordinated smear campaign because Saucy Santana is going up.
Yeah, we've never heard nothing about Saucy.
Right. Never. And you never will. And I'm just like, it's so crazy that the internet always waits till you being champion or hit. Like, oh, you see what he said, and now y'all trying to tangle it with the songs demonic and this and the third, and it's like that's never the case. But what I want people to know that what's happening right now is God.
And this is where it gets disingenuous for me, because while I do think that the internet can be kind of like pitchforks and torches energy, I don't think this is just a coordinated smear campaign, especially because the clips were literally that crazy. You were talking about kids wanting to f you, gang, and then you got young children shaking their chest to your actual song. And it sounds crazy when I put it that way, but I showed y'all the lyrics and I showed y'all the dance that they were doing.
Quiet on the Creek is not no song calling into kids about, no, this is not about no child molestation, none of that weird ass bullshit that y'all talking about on the internet.
Like, who even thinks like that?
Nobody was saying nothing about no other song. Y'all saying this now because this is one of his biggest things. Like, stop playing.
And y'all want to feel like we've been to take this from him. We've been to strip him from this, but y'all don't know that this ain't luck. This is timing and this is purpose. And this is what God had destined for Saucy Santana. I got me another hit.
And a lot of some remixes coming too. And
yes, so you planning to number 45 on hip hop R&B Billboard.
Like I said, I don't think people are just trying to go on a coordinated smear campaign against Saucy Santana, nor have I seen people trying to make the song about child molestation. What I never know is that this song is sexual. It talks about being a side piece and keeping your mouth shut so you can keep getting the trick in. This is sexual language and it has innuendos. Like, come on, bro, let's keep it a bean. Nor do I think people are trying to take it away from you because the song is good, it's catchy, and I caught myself singing it while making this video.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I'm just keeping it real. But people are bringing Saucy Santana into question because he got questionable clips and it just looks weird. But I do want to answer the question on whether or not I think this guy is a pedophile. And long story short, no, I don't think Saucy Santana is a pedophile because that word carries weight and there's no proof to actually back this up. Are there weird clips and comments? Yes, but that doesn't make him a pedophile. It just means he might be a little questionable, if not creepy, in my opinion. Now, my theory for the TikTok and why he was doing that with young girls is that he's just trying to appeal to a younger demographic to just increase his virality. That's just kind of how the game is when it comes to marketing. That's not me defending the clip because I still think it's weird, but I can kind of see that element of marketing. Because if you go to the Quiet on the Creek music video, it takes place in Creek University, which is clearly a streamer university homage. And when he dropped this, I seen people saying, why is this taking place in a school? That's kind of weird, but it's all to just market to a younger audience. But in this case, I won't say Saucy Santana is too weird for using a school background because in the music video, it's called Creek University. And more often than not, it's grown folks at university.
Somebody was just catching his
explanation for why he involved children beyond just the marketing aspect. I'd probably say because in the black community, what I noticed is that there's this element of harmful ignorance. What I mean is that I don't think that Saucy Santana may have been intentionally trying to be creepy or predatory when he included those young girls in his TikTok. I think there's just this element of normalized ignorance within the black community. I honestly think this nigga was just thinking, let me make this TikTok with these kids, posted it, and then went on about his day. And when I say ignorance, I mean that he thinks it's just enough to not want to engage with these children. Hence why he showed that video as proof that he's not a predator. But that's also why I said even if you're not intentionally doing something that harms children, you still got to be more mindful of your actions because having children engage in your song with a pretty questionable dance move is still pretty harmful in my opinion, but that's why I call it harmful ignorance, because I'm not gonna sit up here and act like this guy is a super predator. He got weird clips for show, but there's no documented case of him preying on kids. There's no allegations of him preying on kids.
Clip.
It's literally just weird clips that we can do nothing but speculate on. And that's why I think we gotta be more intentional with how we conduct ourselves around kids, because even if you think it's just a harmless TikTok, bro, your song is filled to the brim with sexual innuendos and how you gotta be a side piece, and you got kids doing the young ho bop. Am I making sense? The closest thing I can think of that's kind of similar is how in the black community it's low-key a rite of passage for like young black boys to go to the strip club or to talk to older women. On the surface, the older cousin or the older brother might think they're not doing any harm, but in reality they're just exposing a young child to a very environment. So TLDR, is Saucy Santana a predator? Probably not. Does he have insanely weird clips? Yes. Is there some potential harmful ignorance at play here? Most definitely. So with that being said, I don't think this is a coordinated smear campaign against someone who has a poppin' song. I think that people are just rightfully kind of questioning what's going on here, because when you got a clip of you saying kids want to you and you got young children dancing to your sexual song, people are going to raise their eyebrows, and they are well within their right to do so. But that's really all I had to say though. But actually, before I get up out of here,
these niggas down my whole shit, they ain't gon' bury me. I put too many grams in my leaf, kept me a shot, yeah, I better take keep. I don't trust no hoe, I don't trust my mom, shit, cause she ain't gon' turn on me. Oh no, oh no.